losing Bravo. A secure. Enemy taking Alpha. UAV ready.
Good Lord, bring back the knife. Whew, I tell you, when you get punched in this game, it is like somebody is taking a piece of your soul. Oh, I would rather prefer to be knifed than punched like that. Hello, how are you? It is I, Jackson Better, and I'm bringing you yet another Call of Duty Advanced Warfare gameplay commentary. And speaking of boxing, or punching, or fighting, now that we are, a little known fact about me was, between the ages of 10 and 18, I used to box and I used to be in a boxing program. I used to box. Seems like when I was at around 10, I used to like to fight a lot, you know, just go around punching people randomly. And my father said to me, well, if you're going to do this, you might as well learn how to do this properly. And I was like, wow, man, you going, to go around fighting and he's going to teach me, how to fight? Sure, somebody somewhere where they're going to teach me how to fight. No problem. But looking back on it, I understand why my father did what he did. Because let me tell you, when you go to that gym and you're getting beat up all day, you have absolutely no desire to fight anyone in the street ever again. Well played, Dad. Well played. But that leads me to the next phase of this story. When I was about 12, we moved from Brooklyn, from Brooklyn, New York to Queens, New York. And if you're from New York, you understand the big change. But if you're not, let me explain to you. Brooklyn is more of an urban area, at least the part of Brooklyn I was from is more of an urban area. The part of Queens that I moved to is more of a suburban area, more houses, more space. It was definitely an upwards move for my family at the time, and we moved to a better neighborhood, and not that the people in Brooklyn wasn't bad, but, better neighborhood, supposedly better people, right? Well, for the most part, that was true, except I ran into a young man who called himself Thumper. Why did he call himself Thumper? I don't know, because see, Thumper used to talk like he was the Hulk. You know how in those Hulk cartoons, the Hulk goes, Hulk smash, Hulk do this, Hulk do that. Well, that's how Thumper used to talk in the third person. He used to refer to himself as Thumper, Thumper, take your money. Thumper hit you. And Thumper had abnormally huge hands. I mean, I don't even think he could put his hands in his pockets. That's how big his hands were. His hands were as big as somebody's head, which led to Thumper having one-punch knockout power. Thumper literally terrorized the neighborhood. I mean, grown people were scared of Thumper because Thumper had knocked out grown men on a consistent basis. Now, I usually stayed clear of Thumper through those ages. When I saw Thumper, I just crossed the street. Thumper never really bothered me too much, because I didn't bother with Thumper too much. So, we were always like two ships passing in the night. And that was okay with me. Well, flash forward to a few years later, I must have been about 20, going on 21, or maybe about 21 years old. And I had gone through one of the most tumultuous breakups at the time of my life, So I was in a really bad mood. So what does one do when they are in a bad breakup? You start drinking. So that's what I did. I was drinking and I was playing dice out on the corner with a few friends. And I was doing good too, man. I started off with $5, and the game, I was already up to like $60, and Thumper decides to walk right through the middle of the dice game during my roll, messing up my roll. And, nobody said anything to Thumper, because everybody was scared to death of him. Me having liquid courage inside of me, I said to Thumper, yo, man, why don't you watch where you're going? Faithful words. The circle ensued. Thumper and I were pitted against each other in combat. Me, like I said, hey, I can handle myself. I know how to box. I hit Thumper with a double jab in the right hand, boom, immediately busted his lip. And the crowd was excited, in anticipation, knowing that I, Jackson Better, was going to be able to take down the neighborhood bully who had been terrorizing this neighborhood for at least 8 to 10 years. Well, I wish I could tell you that's how the story ended, but I really don't know what happened, because the next thing I remember was me waking up with a bag of ice on my head and my mother screaming at me, "What happened to you? What happened?" Well, it seems I got a little aggressive going in for the kill, seeing that blood that I had gotten on Thumper, and Thumper proceeded to hit me with an overhand right, which knocked me out unconscious. Now, kudos to the crowd that I was around, because, they kept Thumper from doing any further harm to me while I was unconscious. But I tell you, after that fight, Thumper never ever bothered me again, because he knew I was willing to fight with him. Anyway, if you enjoyed this story, hit that like button. If you want to hear more, subscribe. And remember, folks, life is not a game, but it is always fun to have games in your life. Take care, and always remember, watch out for the overhand right.